Today, we're making a restaurant-style mashed potatoes, so let's get it. Okay, folks, so look, I'm gonna have you guys come on in here and take a look at this, right? So listen, this is what I want to say. Before I even get into cutting my potatoes, I want you guys to pay attention right here. Listen, if you've been following me for a minute, I always talk about, using, anytime I use water, I try to substitute that with chicken stock or chicken broth, right? Now I'm gonna start off with like 6 cups, and we're gonna put this in here. Now the reason I'm doing this, it's a method to this madness, right? And that's because of, when you cut potatoes, they'll oxidize on you and become a different color. Okay, so look, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little recap, right? When I say recap, this is what I mean. Listen, you saw that I put my liquid in there, which was my broth, my chicken broth. If you guys got chicken stock, that works too. But anytime you guys are using anything with water, I gotta stress that. If you wanna level it up and you want it to just be like super good, that's what you gotta substitute it with, right? Now, if you pay attention to this, look at all of these are about the same size. I'm gonna hurry up and do these so these don't oxidize, right? I just wanna cut them down. You guys cut them however you want to. The smaller you cut them, the quicker they'll be ready, but you want them to all be the same size. Now, if you go ahead and look to my right, which is right here, you can see a little steam, little condensation building up. I've already gotten my, my broth, going ahead to, ooh, it's boiling good too, right? So we already got that up. And I'm not putting it inside right now because what I don't want is for the ones that I put in the very beginning to be soft. I want them all to be about ready at the same time. So let me finish doing this. I'm not gonna bore you guys. Let me finish this part, and then I'll show you, we'll just put them in, and then we're gonna start getting them, fork tender. Okay, so now we got them in here. And look, your potatoes are gonna bring your your broth or your stock, the temperature down. So you want to bring it back up to a boil. Now, how are we going to check it? Just get yourself a fork. Me, I like to use a toothpick. Then we just go ahead and just touch them, keep probing at them till they become like super tender. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. Look, I got 2 different type of mashers, right? This is probably what you guys are more familiar with. You just hit this, push down on that. When they're done, perfect. And this right here, you guys know I love my garlic press, right? But check it out. This right here is a potato masher also. Put them in, squeeze them out. You see that right there? This is what gets them nice and fine. All right, so look, I'm gonna just start pushing these down like this. Listen, when you get them soft, you see how this works? I got it. Listen, I didn't have my grandmama have me in the kitchen one time using like a big fork, one of them holiday forks. But this is what I'm gonna do right now just to get them open. You know what I mean? We wanna preserve some of that heat, right? But you see how that works? Now check this out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and load up my press. Truly, this puts you, hey, let me just show y'all, man, that is a big garlic clove, right? We're not gonna be able to get a whole lot in there. Probably just gonna get those 2. Put this in here like this. You guys look on the other end of that, right? Now everybody smile along with me. How many of y'all have been, mincing garlic all these years? You gotta get yourself one of these. Okay, so now, you go ahead and add your cream cheese. And now we're gonna add just a little bit of our buttermilk, right? I'm not gonna add it all, just a little bit. Remember, it's a little bit more forgiving when you add everything in increments, right? And let that heat work with that cream cheese, right? And we just mix. Now I'm using hex-clad pots. You know what I mean? I use their pots and pans. Listen, it's one of the rare few that you're able to actually use metal utensils, inside, right? But you can see how when you get your potatoes right, and I like having that red too. That gives it a nice little look. And for vitamin reasons also, eating that skin, that's good. Just make sure they washed and clean. But you see how everything is just melting and coming together? Now we add a little bit more. And last but not least, you see the way that looks right there? That right there is fire. Now we're gonna go ahead and just add a half a stick, right? Put that in there. Now we just let this, start melting. You can see right off the back, look at that. And my butter was really like almost at a room temp. Not quite room temp, but you see how now it's starting to tie it in? That's when you add that butter in last. Okay, fam, now listen, after you did all of that and everything is nice, right? I ended up putting the other half of that stick of butter in there just because I let some people taste it and they said, just maybe a little bit more butter. But the key is the consistency. This is what you get when you probably go to a steakhouse. Something fluffy like that. And not to mention that we started out, instead of using water, you guys, listen, we used that chicken stock. Now, after tasting it, I still say these are potatoes, folks. You know, I give it a couple of generous pinches of salt. I use kosher salt just about for everything. That's a coarse grind. You guys can get a finer grind, you know what I mean? But I just mix it. This works for my palate, right? And we just keep moving this around like this. And then the only thing left to do is to taste it. Could use maybe one more pinch to give you an idea of what I'm doing, right? You look at this. Right now I'm just putting it in a bowl, you know, getting ready to take some beauty shots of it. But I'm getting ready to make some potato cakes. You guys want to stay tuned for that next video, right? That one right there is going to be fire. You put a little crust on it. I don't want to like spoil it, but you got to have like, you know, potatoes that have been made the day before. You guys all know how it is when you take potatoes, mashed potatoes, out of the refrigerator. So that's what this is about, really. You know what I mean? This right here, you guys can look, just imagine this, when you look at this consistency right here, you can just, you know, visually with your mind, get that buttery taste. We put the right amount of salt on there. And don't forget, we leveled it up by using that chicken broth. This right here, have your guests or whoever you know, making this for, better yet, just for yourself, this should have you going. Okay, folks, you can already see me taste it already, so ain't like I can do no faking or nothing like that. I could just tell you, you can see by the size of this right here. Hey, better yet, I'm not finna over talk you with all that rambling back and forth. Cheers, y'all. These are done right. I want y'all to let me know down in the comment section below what you think about this after you've tried it. You know what I mean? Hey, look at that broth. That's a level up, folks. So look, you guys gotta let me know down in that comment section below. After you try these right here is fire. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, the key thing about this whole video is, anytime you're using water, level it up with some chicken broth or chicken stock. Hey, with that being said, listen, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, check this out. There's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And guess what, folks? These is mine, and I'm out. Peace.